on YouTube, everybody. It's just me tonight, so I'm going to get you in the middle. What's that? Come on. What just happened? Why isn't it focusing? All right, stop that. All right, here you go. Yep. Hey, Tater Dom. We're live on YouTube. All right. Can you hear me? Is the question. All right. I don't know what to do to get by this. All right. Coming back, folks, on we'll get this baby going. Tonight's straightforward on YouTube. All right. Let's see what's happening. Me. That. Live. Oh, all right. I don't like that picture, but everything's good. I'm there. All right. I wonder if I can wear this hat. It might look better. Y'all gonna get a cool show here. Let's see what happens. I like that better. It was just hot. I'll break that out when we do the thing. All right, let me just say welcome to everybody. Welcome everybody on YouTube. Please check in, let us know where you're from and what you're sipping on. Tonight we are sipping and barrel banging American Highway Reserve, Brad Paisley's line of whiskey. There we go. Send. What just happened? Get back here. Tater Dom, it didn't go, did it? All right. Welcome, everybody. Please let us know where you're from and what you're sipping on. Tonight, we're barrel banging American Highway Reserve, Brad Paisley's brand of bourbon. There we go. I will monitor the YouTube. Probably not going to, I don't think we're going to get a huge amount tonight on YouTube because it's going to be short. It's not long enough to hold out. But Tater Dom, we are ready to go. It looks like it's going. Let's move this. Let's move the stuff out. That shouldn't be in there. Always keep this back here. That should be out. All right. Now it's time to make sure that we get this going. I got that moving. All right. We'll just start with this. All right. We're starting the audio, folks. Taking birds, sipping on some scotch. We give it a while. All right. Thank you, Kenny Fuller, and welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. I'm Tiny here tonight. Tonight we're doing American Highway Reserve. There's a bunch of reasons. We'll get into that. Can't wait to get to that. And then also remember, you're watching us, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Glencairns, t-shirts, anything. You can find out all about us on the website. Then we are on all the major podcast formats: Apple, iHeart, YouTube, and X, hopefully soon to be TikTok. And then we are on all the major podcast formats, mainly Apple, iHeart, and Spotify. But if you listen to it, we're there. And no matter how you listen or you watch us, remember, like, comment, subscribe, and leave good feedback. that was that was horrible. Like, listen, subscribe, comment, and leave good feedback. There you go. Feedback on the podcast, especially Apple, helps out immensely. So if you could leave good ratings, also you can leave a good rating on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys on Google. That's also, we have a good rating on Google right now as far as a business goes. But with that said, it's been a rough week for me, folks, and a bunch of people are watching tonight. Greg Schneider, Walker, Cyrus is here. I can come over here and scroll. I've also got Ricky Edwards. We've got I think we got a core group talking tonight. But welcome everybody on Facebook and YouTube. We're live. Make sure you leave a comment. Let us know, because live we're monitoring. I'm monitoring both. I can see both the comments on YouTube and on Facebook. Tater Dom's on YouTube for us, and we've got some good things going with YouTube. And so this week's been rough. I've been under the weather. I'm here tonight. Now, I have to admit, all of a sudden, I feel like I got a little bit more energy than I did even 5 minutes ago. Hey, Rick. Good to see you, Rick Dorn. And then it's been, what would you say? This one's a tricky one. It's probably was the flu N1, HN1 or whatever. But I always deal with it pretty good, but there's always those couple days that take me down hard. So I had a couple hard days, but with working and cold and dusty and everything that's been going on, today, honestly, folks, was a rough day. And then, tonight I'm going to be taking medicine. So I don't like to drink I wish I could be drinking more, but when you're taking all those medicines, I always, just back off a lot. I really don't feel like going the way of some of those celebrities. I have called them all out for not being smart, so you can't go off and go do it yourself. So here I am tonight, doing the podcast on American Highway Reserve. And this bottle has always intrigued me. And how it's intrigued me is from the start, it's got the coolest label. It's got the coolest concept. But when it came out, one, it was on the shelf right away and it was everywhere. But it's $100. And if you're going to pay $100 for a bourbon, you usually like to know at least what you're buying. If you like the brand, sometimes that happens and whatnot. In this case, I didn't know what I was buying. I didn't know where, it's let's I'm going to do a screen share here. We'll get into this of what it is. Let's quick do the screen share for all you on. I got a video for you all to watch. So let's watch the video. You guys will be able to hear it. So here comes the share. All right. This is the American Highway Reserve. Here it comes.
I mean, I associate bourbon with country. That's great. And when you take bourbon and give it a country tour, it's going to have to taste like that.
We've loaded up a semi-trailer and actually have 53-gallon barrels of bourbon loaded in.
These are really special barrels that saw more of the United States than most people I know. Well done. Cheers. Well done.
So a rolling rickhouse is taking bourbon across America behind Brad's tour bus.
It's the American spirit, and I don't know if anyone's ever taken it to basically all the states before.
Swishing back and forth, going from coast to coast, going to cold climates, going to warm climates. All that's going to impact the flavor of the barrel.
This is well traveled. It has been there, done that.
Any road trip changes somebody, develops you a little bit more. I think it's done exactly that.
It's just so similar to what goes into a great guitar. The right woods, the right combination of alchemy that makes this intangible, magical thing. And that's really what this is to me.
Right? Pretty cool. I mean, honestly, I think that's pretty cool. They do it's a great video. Sorry, folks. That was horrible. Haven't done any. Anyways, hey, Matt. As you all can see, it's been rough. But that video kind of tells you what they did, and it's so romantic. And it's a lot like Oceans. They throw it out, initially they throw it out. Now, if this became a brand that they were putting out regularly, they'd probably stop following Brad around and stick it in, whatever, and just send out multiple trucks going to different places around, sending on the tour, kind of like initially how they were making Oceans and how they do it now. Whole different story because of how much. But I always felt this was really close to what Buffalo Trace did. With last year with Traveler, you're talking about Chris Stapleton and Harlan Wheatley got together, did a blend of whiskey. It's just whiskey, and they put it out, and it was $39.99. And they've had huge success with it. Chris Stapleton fans all day long. And they, everybody loved that aspect of it. It was affordable. You could get a Buffalo Trace product with Harlan Wheatley's. It's the only product besides vodka with Harlan Wheatley's name on it. It's the only whiskey. So people have been buying it up, and it's readily available, and it's only $30. I think it's now reduced to $34.99. So it's even more affordable. But this came out last year at $100. I looked at it and looked at it and looked at it and looked at it. I could not pull the string. I just couldn't. It was on the shelf. I mean, I had my guy hand it to me. It's the coolest bottle. It reminds me almost of what Bob Dylan would have, but it's Brad Paisley, so it's even cooler, right? So then let's do another share. I'll do another share. This time, everybody on you're all going to be able to see it, but I'll read it for everybody this time coming in for the people on YouTube. Let's go to share. I hit that was that one. Here we go. Yep, there we are. All right. So let's see our story. So we're on our story. Where to buy? Okay. So it's a blend of 4 premium Kentucky bourbons. Brad knows what he likes and with his vision, we landed on a blend that's sweet and spicy with complex flavors that sits warmly on the palate. It was 90 barrels on board the Rolling Rickhouse. This is the first ever bourbon to be aged on the road, and with only 90 precious barrels of batch 1 on board, it's not only going places, it's going to go fast. Now, Here's everywhere in America Brad's tour goes, our bourbon goes. From tiny towns to sprawling cities and everywhere in between. This is one American spirit that's truly seeing America. Over 7,314 miles traveled across America. Through scorching deserts, around frosty mountains, and across the country, more movement and more temperament swings means even more flavor. 93.5 average temperature on board. Just so you know, this changes the aging process completely. You go too long, it's going to be over. It's going to have way too much oak. It's going to be black because it's always sloshing around. It's just not sitting in there. The surface aspect of what's happening is huge compared to what it normally does. You guys could see where it was. It was not in the Northwest, and it really Minnesota is as north and west as it went, and Texas was as west. Everything in between. They really didn't go through the mountains, but they were in California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and then all through the South. Looks like maybe not Georgia or South Carolina. They kind of like a lot in Florida and up in, but they were in definitely in Minnesota. They were in Wisconsin. They were in, all through. So it was really kind of cool. Now, the bourbon. Here's the bourbon. Okay, so um, batch one, well traveled, well rounded. This is batch one. The reason why I know it is because obviously they're going to come up with more batches. And I don't know if they've come out with it, but recently they pulled all the 99 bottles. And I got this the night I was getting, let's get this off. Time to stop sharing. Stop share. There we are. So I got this. Um, let's see. I got this the night of the podcast when I went and shot what was on the shelf. And I couldn't believe it. I was looking, and there it was down on the shelf for 40. Here it was $49.99. I know some people have paid $39.99, $34.99, and even $30. So it's reduced. So at that price, I'm like, I gotta get it. Half price. Why? How can I not pick it up? I really wanted this bottle. So it was a happy purchase. So here we are. And that brings us to the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, Old Louisville Whiskey Company barrel banging segment. Now, we barrel bang a rating system. Our rating system is based off of taste, nose, body, and finish. For the nose and the body, we are able to give up to 4 barrel bangs. I say I tonight. And for the taste and the finish, I could give up to 5. But if one of the categories is exceptional, I could give it a butt up based off of me and my wife coming up with that bonus. So tonight, courtesy of Old Louisville Whiskey Company, with Amin down there in Louisville, Kentucky. Stop by, see him. Great experience. I guarantee you, he will not let you down. Look it up on the web. Look up Old Louisville Whiskey Company, I believe.com. Give him a call, set up an appointment. He will show you around. He's got a very, very unique one-on-one experience. Well worth it. All right, so here we go. This is Brad Paisley's The Highwayman, the American Highway Reserve. All right, I've got it in my Glen. It's been in there for a half hour. Now, one of the things that you do, the proof on this is, I believe it's 90 proof. I want to say it. It's 90, 45 ABV. So yes, I don't know if I did too big of a pour. Nope, I did not. But there you go. I'm letting it roll. Look at that. It's rolling all by itself. Now that's kind of cool. That's a good Glen. Let's get it over here. Let's get it past one more time. Let's bring it back around. Here it comes. All right. Now, in the Glen, holding it up, sticking to the sides, nice viscosity for a 90 proof. There's no doubt. Waiting for those legs to come in and see what kind of body this has in the glass. Nice. It's got a nice nose because I can smell it from here. Really long legs. Doing lately, everything that I've been doing just has this great viscosity and mouthfeel. All right. So it was originally 100, but now, it's not. So, it's got a really good nose. That's one thing. I could smell it with all the cold stuff that's happening with me and everything. I can smell this and it smells delicious. I have no idea. I get a little cinnamon, baking spices. What is that? Caramel. All right. Maybe caramel, a cinnamon caramel apple. It's pretty good. All right. Nice. Let's give her a taste. When tasting in a Glen, one of the great things about it is you can hold it by the base so you don't heat the whiskey up. It pools at the bottom, and then for nose purposes, it takes all the aroma and funnels it back up. But when you're nosing, there'll be a smell at the bottom, but if you smell over the top, you sometimes can pick up other, pick other aromas up. So there's a lot of things that a Glen does. It's one of my favorite glasses. We sell the Scotchy Bourbon Boys one, so if you're interested, let me know. And then let's see the flavors. That was close, folks. Almost coughed it. That would not have been good. Okay, I'm getting honey, a really nice honey up front, a little bit of toast, and honestly, yeah, they don't. Yeah, I guess they do. I don't know what they're getting. I am getting also. They're saying like an apricot. It's a cross between an apricot and a tart cherry. Now the finish. Very drinkable. Got a nice finish. Is finishing with a dark chocolate, a little bit of pepper. It's medium finish. Let's see what we got again. That up front, honey is almost like a buttery mouthfeel. Very, very good. So I'll tell you, I think the taste is the strongest part of this. So I'm ready to give it a barrel bang. Come back home. Okay. Anyways, yeah, it's just like we got a lot of people that just are silly on YouTube, which is fine. Thanks for watching, everybody. Now, so I would say that the one thing about our podcast, folks, and we are right now in the rating system, but I don't want to go off on too long of a ramp, is that one thing that we do teach is that this is about sipping, drinking responsibly. You're not doing it, you're doing it to relax and you're doing it for friendship. That's what good whiskey and bourbon does. brings people together. You're not doing it's not what you're not doing it to just, do what young kids do. This is a whole different experience. So if you're interested in the culture, you're going to want to watch our podcast because that's what we do. Hang out, kick back. Matt Leisen, Cleveland on the Rocks. I didn't call you out, but here we go. All right. So I would say the nose out of a 4 is a 2. 2 barrel bangs. This is the original Matt. That's why they're clearing it out. It's the one that just sat at our Giant Eagle forever, and then they eventually cleared it out, which Ohio has been doing. And so has everybody across the United States. So this is, I believe, batch 1. So that's my guess. So do you have any information on the different batches, Matt? Because I probably have a little bit. This could be batch 2. I don't know. It's a bourbon, but it's that one on the line that says this one is let's see if it says it. A blend of straight bourbon whiskey, and there's some they pulled from Georgia. So it's not the 4 Kentucky bourbon ones. So it's probably the second batch. That could be what it is. But I'm just being honest what I'm seeing here or smelling. All right. So we gave the nose a 2. Now we're talking body. For a 90 proof, it has a fantastic body, guys. And a fantastic. So on the body, it's not a 4 because it doesn't quite get all your cheeks, but I will say that this is a 3. We got 3 barrel bangs, so 5 out of 8. Let's go to the taste, which you could give up to 5 on this or even 6. Now, I really like this. This is a really good whiskey, really good bourbon. It's not as caramely as I want, so this one's easy. It's a strong point on it. It's 4 out of 5. And then finish is easy. The finish is 3 out of 5. So that is a 7, and that is a 3 and a 5 out of 8 and 7 out of 8. So we're at 12 out of 16. Not bad at the price they're releasing this at. So I know a lot of people. Randy Ford was on talking to me earlier. He had picked some up, so this is so if it is their second round, they're trying to go to the Chris Stapleton fans with the lower price, and that makes sense. This at $39.99 is a buy all day. It is up there with anything. It's different. I mean, they're driving around the country. As far as age, they just don't need they're just blending those 90 barrels to get it to where it tastes good. And I think that they're doing a really good job. So I will say that, giving it a 12 out of 10, 12 out of 18, right? 7 out of 10 and 12 out of 18. So yeah, I think that's a pretty damn good score. So that's what I'm going to put down in the books. That's American Highway Reserve. I would recommend it to anybody because it is a nice sit on your back deck and sip. There's enough body on this and enough flavor for that, but it's not what would you say? It's not what every, it's not a Kentucky bourbon with a big caramel or whatever, but it's an enjoyable one. And the drinkability and the flavor is pretty damn good. So there you go. All right. We're looking at face YouTube is on fire tonight. That one, well, it's so funny. The comments that, like, for whatever reason, YouTube just is like picked it up tonight. I don't know why, what, how, whatever. But when we get a lot of people on YouTube, the most of the people are just, there's a lot of rude people. So you just ignore them. I'm glad everybody tonight was able to come in. Look for us in Kentucky in March 7th. I'll be down in Florida uh, that second week in March. And then the one thing I wanted to say is if there's anybody going to a whiskey fest, when's the Kentucky Whiskey Festival that everybody goes to? I miss it every year, but I'm thinking I want to go to a whiskey fest. We're not going this year. We were planning, but CT couldn't go. So I'm not going again. We'll probably go to New Orleans next year. So we have an opening to go to another whiskey festival between now and Kentucky Bourbon Festival. I'm looking for ideas, people, weekend ones, whatever. We've been to the Galena, maybe one of the Whiskey Advocate festivals. I'm looking. I'm thinking about which one to go to, which one to cover. So if you have any ideas, let me know. Going to try and get down to Jack Daniels too, so that's going to be pretty cool. Got a couple people doing that, and then, um, I appreciate y'all. I'm hanging in there for you. I know these are a little bit short, but sometimes you got to put them out when you need your rest. So again, we're having issues. Haven't had it solved yet with. Well, I haven't looked, but with Little Steve-O's whiskey bar rendition. I don't know why after 4 years of playing it and all of a sudden BBDO or whatever, who's the Doors record company, is saying that somehow it's theirs. Had to dispute that one. But it's in dispute. I'm not wrecking. You start doing it and they dispute everyone, and then also my YouTube channel's all effed up. You just got to go by what YouTube and Facebook make you do. It's just play along, So I will say one of the things I want to say is I really like hanging out with you guys on a regular basis. It's so good to catch up and see the group. So everybody, remember www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Then Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, and then also all the major podcast formats: Apple, iHeart, Spotify, mainly, but everywhere you listen. But whether you listen or or you watch, make sure that you comment. What? Why am I having a hard time with this? Oh, just this is definitely it. Comment, subscribe, listen, comment, subscribe, and leave good feedback. I just, that's what I got. But remember, good friends equals good times. Remember, what is going on? Remember, good bourbon equals good times and good friends. Don't drink and drive, drink responsibly, and live your life uncut and unfiltered. All right. Good night, everybody. All right. I'm off the audio on the audio. I'm going to save it. Still on Facebook. What's a non-alcoholic? Yeah, horrible. A non-alcoholic whiskey would be horrible. The whole purpose of whiskey is to have some alcohol, responsibly. Small amounts, like tonight. I only did this. I poured and it's only half gone. I'm pretty much done for now. And enjoy it. That's what it's there for. Sipping. just relaxing. A non-alcohol whiskey, that just, I mean, it would be like bathing with a bourbon soap. Sometimes those are horrible. You get them all the time for Christmas, but they are not good. So that's what it's like, bathing with a bourbon soap. I usually save those for my ass. Anyways, let me save this. Now I'm just loopy. Anybody else got anything cool coming up? No. For uploading. And we're going to call this. All right. It's called American Highway Reserve. Another quick one. I can't believe I'm going to get off of YouTube with 23 people loaded. It should be, I mean, it's going to have more than any of them lately because it was into the 30s and the 40s. And thanks everybody on YouTube for joining us tonight. I wish I could stay longer, but you know, we're going to be back. We will be back next Tuesday night, and I'll let you know what we're going to do. I still haven't figured it out, but we are still, I believe, we will still be in. Yep, we'll still be in. Sponsor. Well, we could go over our sponsors a little bit. Our sponsors are Whiskey Thief Distilling Company in Frankfort, Kentucky. We had Walter on last week. They do a great job. They are barrel pick specialists. It's a barrel pick all day, every day. And then we've got, I was going to be going down to the Spirit of French Lick. This here's our Lillian Sinclair barrel pick. If you need to know how to get one, contact me. This one is fantastic. One of the last barrel picks that Alan Bishop, or whiskey that Alan Bishop was associated with at the Spirit of French Lick. Everything else coming forward will be different. Can't wait to start tasting that stuff. And then we also have the old Louisville Whiskey Company, who sponsors our barrel bashing segment. That was the main thing. I was supposed to see him this weekend, did not. Then we have Middle West Spirits, our newest sponsor down in Columbus, with their great big giant brand new distillery to go along with their craft distillery. They are just killing it. Ryan Lang there. But this weeded Miquelon Reserve straight weeded bourbon whiskey at cask strength, this is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. If you see it, they're available in 48 states. Check it out. You got to get it if you can. And then Rosewood Bourbons and Ryes. That's Jason Giles. And you got to get a hold of him on Facebook. Send him a message. That's Jason Giles. Look him up on Facebook. He is the owner-operator of Rosewood Bourbon and Rye. He basically does what the American Highway Reserve does. He really doesn't, but he drives the whiskey 900 miles down to, it's not quite 1,700, but down to Houston, Texas, and ages it one season in the hot heat of Houston, Texas. And that's the Indiana and Kentucky bourbons he brings down. Plus, he's been distilling his own at Bardstown Bourbon Company. So look forward to that. So I'm going to sneeze. Man. All right, everybody. Geez. I just was still blurry. Maybe internet connection not good. It's not blurry on my end. Oh, it's probably this. Let's get that out of the way. It's just, all right. Let's see what happens. We'll put that all up there. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. That's what I thought. Yeah, I just was focusing on the bottles or me or whatever. Thanks, man. All right. All right, everybody. First, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody on YouTube. Wish I could stay longer, but I got to get upstairs and get to bed. Thanks. Appreciate it. And see you next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night.